Howdy! What's going on, guys? Anthony back with Metal Miners on a Friday morning here in North Florida. Don't know where this will reach you, what time of day, but I hope it finds you well and everything is going your way. Actually, the second time I've made this video, the first time I watched it back and I realized I was more stupid than usual, so I just put it off another day. Changed the background music and went at it again, baby. In the background, we're listening to Father Be Fouled, Crowned in Veneficum, I think is how you say it. Super stuff, 2022 release. I'm gonna quit trying to say 2022. I get home. I'm just gonna say 22 release. On Everlasting Spew, there's the guys there, 4-piece. Death metal out of Atlanta, Georgia. This is one of Justin Stubbs' projects out on Everlasting Spew. Kevin Rita did this cover art. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dark. 4-piece on here. You get 9 tracks, a little over 36 minutes of music. These guys have been at it since 2006. I'm a Justin Stubbs fan, you know, so I follow most of the stuff he does. Stuff, you know, in Encoffination, Investment, Occult. But this is probably his most popular band here, Father Be Fouled. This is their 5th full-length, murky, muddy, filthy death metal in the Mark G vein, man. If Mark and I love this kind of stuff, man, and I'm sure you will too. Check it out in the background, and check out some of Justin's other bands, man. He's quite the artist. Moving right along, I want to show y'all some vinyl today, man. I've been gathering up some vinyl for the past month or so. Been showing some CDs and tapes, and got some stuff I want to show you. Stuff that's been overdue, stuff that I've got in for a year-end list, and I've been listening to digitally throughout the year, and finally got a physical copy so I can hold it in my hand. First off, and a good example of that is Molder, and this is Engrossed in Decay. Of course, everybody and their brother showed this. It's going to be on everybody's year-end list, more than likely. Death Thrash out of Shorewood, Illinois. It's a 3-piece. There's the guys on the back. Check out those shirts. Emperor, King Diamond, and Hellhammer. That says it all, don't it? You see there on the back, it's out on prosthetic. Lucas Court did this killer artwork. Like I said, a 3-piece. You get 10 tracks on here. This is their 2nd full-length. Their debut full-length was back in 2020 called Vanished Cadavers. And then they came with this. Great stuff. Kyle Pooley, you know, you'll know him from Cryptum. Of course, you got Aaron Pankey on here. You'll recognize him from Granulated or Melting Rot. And then you see Dom there doing the drums on the back as well. Cool stuff, man. If you haven't heard of them, I picked this one up on Amazon. It's readily available. I would highly suggest you check this thing out. It is a banger, a sure enough banger. And it comes on a vinyl that you can't really tell here on camera, but it matches the cover art perfectly. Next up, I was super stoked to get this one. This is a guy that I've been following since he started this thing. I just think he's super talented. I think he's a great guy, one of the hardest working guys I know in the death metal scene. And of course, I'm talking about Abel Mendez and Resilient, The Art of Resilience. Finally, a vinyl issue of this killer EP from 2021. You know, it came out on CD originally on Diabolical Summoning, And then Stumpy did the cassette version. It's just killer stuff. There's Abel there on the back. Chilean death metal at its finest. You get 6 tracks on here plus a pentagram cover, a pentagram Chile, not a doom pentagram, but it's just super stuff. Abel does the guitar work, he does the bass, he does the programming the drums, he does the vocals, he did the cover art. Somebody else did the logo there. Actually, Lucas Guajardo did the. I think I'm saying your name right, brother. And he's got the guy from Bleak Flesh, Matthias, doing some solo work on here. But other than that, man, it's all him. Out on Adirondack Black Mass, you can pick you up a copy. Just absolutely super stuff, man. I call him nephew. He calls me uncle all the time. So great guy, man. Comes on this killer purple. Just super, man. I was so glad to see it. I know he's happy. I'm a collector, man. I collect his stuff. He sends me stuff all the time. Sent me this cool patch. Of course, you remember when Stumpy did the tape. It looked like that. He even gave me a advanced promo copy before the thing came out. And then this was the Diabolical Summonings version here. Of course, you see it does not have the live track. The live track is for the vinyl issue, and it is killer. Check that out if you haven't. Next one up is some Houston, back still keeping to the one-man band deal. Houston, Texas owned, Universally Estranged, and this is Dimensions of Deviant Clusters. Lucas Cord art there on the cover. This is a 22 release on Blood Harvest. Can you read that logo, man? Can't you make that out right off the bat? Death metal, you get 9 tracks on here. Almost 31 minutes of music. This is his second full length. His first one was last year. He don't do EPs. He don't do demos. He just jumped right in with a full length last year. You'll remember me showing you that one. And here he is with the second one. If you haven't heard it, of course, there's you a download code if you want to try it out. Blood Harvest stuff always comes with this little strip on the vinyl. So what's this all about? What do you get with this? Well, you know, like my friend Roger Corvick showed on his channel when he showed it, it's got these interludes or intros, outros, these I don't know, the album itself is the cosmic theme. It's like science fiction, spacey. It's got what's called a prelude on side A that's about almost a minute long, and then it's got another one on side B that's over 3 minutes long, and in between he does inject this couple of synthy soundscape parts injected, but in between that, you know, I think it builds atmosphere. It breaks an album. I really enjoy it, but if he was to just strip it down to the music, it would have been quite a bit shorter. But the music itself is quality death metal. I mean, there's nothing not to like about it. If you like death metal, it's got that spacey cosmic theme. You know, it's got those sounds going on, and that soundscape is what he's looking for. But it's a good listen, man. I really enjoyed it. Pick you up a copy if you haven't. I picked that one up from him on Bandcamp, so I'm sure they're available around if you want one. The day is still fresh. Get you one, my friend. Next, let's go up to Cleveland, Ohio. Shed the Skin, the Forbidden Arts. This is a 2020 Hell's Headbangers release. There's the inside. There's the 4 guys there in the band. You get 11 tracks on here, almost 48 minutes of music. If you're not familiar with these guys, this art is just outstanding. That's James Bullock. Let me pull out the inside while I'm running my mouth and show you the rest of the art on this poster. I almost ripped it the other day on the first shot of this video because I opened it the wrong way. Check out that art now. Oh man, the Forbidden Arts. These guys have been at it since 2011, and this is their third full length. Listen to that. Ooh, that hits the spot at 5 o'clock in the morning, don't it? This is their third, back to what I was talking about, this is their third full length. They had one last year, as a matter of fact, with their second, but good, solid, old school death metal. Dan Swano mixed and mastered this baby. Ed Stevens plays bass on here. You probably recognize him from Vanek. You got Kyle Severn playing drums on here, you know, from Incantation. Matt Sorg does guitar work on here from Ringworm. And then, of course, Mr. Ash Thomas does guitars and vocals on here, and you'll probably recognize him from a host of other projects, among which is Faith Extractor. Great stuff, super, super old school death metal. Cool labels there on the center labels on the black vinyl. Limited to 500 copies on black is what the hype sticker says. So get you some of that. Check them out if you haven't. Check out his other band too, Faith Extractor. It's just good stuff, man. And here's some guys, man, who have the longevity to hold it together longer than most people in the death metal scene. And of course, that's the three brothers from Chrysaeon. Mortem Solace is the name of this one. Comes on this killer matte finish. That art here is by Marcelo Vasco. It's a 2022 release on Century Media. Of course, you know these guys, if you're not familiar, death metal out of Brazil. The three brothers doing it like they always do it on here. They've been a three-piece ever since. They had some early stuff, but after their 1994 EP, they've just been the three brothers hitting it hard. They've been at it since 1990, and this is their 12th full length, man. A full dozen full lengths. I mean, Alex, Max, Moyes, killing it. I only own one other Chrysaeon release, and that is Apocalyptic Revelations, but I am fixing to remedy that and start trying to collect their discography. I love this stuff, man. It's got its own sound. It's got its own flavor. I picked this up at Hell's Headbangers, but it's available at several different places, man. Just get you a copy if you have not. It is super stuff, man. Three-piece out of Brazil. 11 tracks on this one. A little over 44 minutes of music. Super, absolutely superb, as I like to say. Heavy vinyl, probably 180 gram vinyl on that classic black. Man, I woke up this morning about 4:30 and I rolled over there and looked at my phone to check the time and seen that Mr. Joe Rott had a new video out, man, and it made my day to watch that boy. He's a clown. I call him the Wizard of the Pacific Northwest. If you haven't seen his videos, man, he's been away for a while. Go give the boy a view, man. Pump him up, tell him you miss him, because I sure did. Love Joe, man. Check this out. Venenum. Venenum. That's the way I say it, man. I'm country as a collard green and dumb as a rock, but check out this art. T. Catola. This is a 2017 release on Spectral Voice Records. There you go. Death metal out of Germany. They were a 5-piece on here, and you get 7 tracks. Pretty long listen, a little over 50 minutes of music. This was their debut and their sole full length in their most recent release. Matter of fact, so only 2 releases out. The other one was the self-titled EP. And this is very different than the EP. They've gone more in a progressive, not only progressive in the death metal sense of the word, but even proggy and metal itself. I mean, It's very different. I don't really know how to describe it. You'll just have to give it a go. But it's a good listen. I really enjoy it. It's different, man. You know, but like I say all the time, it's not different in a bad way. It's just different, as in not the same as their first. But very talented guys, man. You'll see it on here. I picked this one up on Discogs. I was looking for it. It's cool stuff. Check it out if you haven't. That's Denim and Trance of Death is the name of that full length. Now, let me, as Joe says, let me have a sip of the nectar. If you're like me, which I hope you're not, but if you're in your mid 50s and you're trying to keep up with the son that's really getting into this black metal stuff, and I'm trying, man, I'm really trying to get into it, but a good way for me to do it is to find a band that's a death metal band that kind of moves into that way. So I'm listening to blackened death metal and some other stuff, and a good example of that for me, at being an Asphyx fan, is Soulburn. You know, Soulburn was practically an Asphyx. Well, it practically was Asphyx on the Feeding on Angels album, and then after that they moved into a different realm and started pushing this blackened envelope. You know, they put on another guitarist. They got Remco Kreft. They brought in TV Gill to do the vocals, has an awesome vocal. And they came with this in 2014 on Century Media. This is The Suffocating Darkness. This, for me, is a bridge that I can go between death metal and into black metal, and I really enjoy it. It's not something that I have to try to like. It's something that I really like. I mean, I sought these out on Discogs. El Cacola art again, 4-piece on this out of the Netherlands. You get 11 tracks, a little over 50 minutes of music. These guys have been at it since 1996. Of course, just killer stuff, man. Just killer stuff. It's a gateway to me. You know, they got the killer riffs. They got it's just a total package for me, man. You know, you got Remco Kreft of Graceless on here. I made the statement the other day, I don't know if it was on Instagram or on a YouTube video or something, that you know, we were talking about Graceless, and I was talking about how much I like Remco's vocals and guitar work on the Graceless stuff, and I made the mistake and said that I thought he did the vocals on here, which immediately I realized that I don't know what I was thinking, but TV Gill does the vocals on here, and he is awesome. Like I say, I picked it up on Instagram, on Discogs, man. It came on this silver vinyl. It's got a kind of wavy, melody looking thing to it. Very heavy vinyl, probably 180 grams. Good stuff. And staying with that theme, you know, I've always been a fan of Asphyx. I love Bob Baggis, you know, I love Eric Daniels, and moving, look at that cover. Moving on in the discography of Soulburn, this is Earthless Pagan Spirit, 2016 release on Century Media as well. I don't know who did the art, but the inner says that TV Gill did the direction on the art. Like I say, it's blackened death, doom from the Netherlands. Still a 4-piece on this one. 9 tracks, 51 minutes of music. This was their 3rd full length. It's very enjoyable, man. I'm telling you, you need to check these guys out if you haven't. It's super. Like I said, I got this one off of Discogs. It came still in the shrink, but there's the reason why you don't ship albums in the shrink right there. Man, I was sick when I seen that split there, but what can you do, man? What can you do? I guess the guy didn't want to take it out of the shrink because he advertised it as new in the shrink, but live and you learn, don't you, brother? Great stuff, Soulburn, Earthless Pagan Spirit. superb, as Cody said. Last but not least, check this out. Children of the Storm, Funebrae, however you want to say it. This is a 2019 Hammerheart reissue of a 1991 Spine Farm Records release. Death metal out of Finland. The inside says that M. Sulin did that art, but here on the corner it says something different, but who knows. 5-piece on here, 10 tracks, 38 minutes of music. I mean, what can I say about this that hasn't been said? There's the back cover. These guys had a couple demos in 89, 90. Then they had an EP entitled Brain Spoon, and then they put out this for what I call a classic masterpiece. There's the guys there on the back, young guys. Not a one has on anything that resembles a metal t-shirt, which I thought was kind of strange, but man, what a talented group of young men. I am telling you, I just cannot believe that this was a one and done deal. They had a split in 91, and then it was bye-bye, no mas. One of the earliest Finnish death metal bands, just an absolute banger of an album. It's got doomy passages, and then it speeds back up to a burst of speed. I mean, it's superb. If you haven't heard this, you need to check it out. If you don't own a physical copy and you've been checking it out, go get you one. I picked this one up at Hell's Headbangers, and the Hammerheart stuff is just, you get it where you can over here in the States. Of course, you can't afford to order stuff from Hammerheart unless it's just something that's out of reach any other way. But there's the hype sticker there. Cool stuff. Absolutely cool. Again, background, Father Be Foul. If you, I'm a Justin Stubbs fan, but if you like it like this, slower, check out Encoffination. You'll really enjoy that. Oh man! Go check out my nephew. Y'all be good. Peace.